Thor Neischerman, Derek Brown, 2023 Senior Bowl. Let's talk about a couple fallers from practice one, the morning session. Let's start with the quarterbacks. Jay Kaner was the one that we thought did pretty well. Again, Malik Cunningham wasn't out there this morning, so we only saw the two. They got plenty of work. The other quarterback we saw out there, Jaron Hall from BYU, did not have as good of a practice session.
No, he didn't. Poor Jaron Hall. He struggled. I mean, you saw he was erratic. He was all over the field. A lot of the passes were – he really looked like he reached back, tried to put some mustard on it, and you saw the pass to sail.
Yep.
And then afterwards, afterwards it was short arms, and it looked like he was just trying not to screw up. Now, we do have to give him a little bit of a grain of salt here because it's install, it's day one, working with guys you never worked with before. But did he struggle? Yes.
He sure did, yeah. And it wasn't just the accuracy, it was also the decision making. A couple times he just lollipop balls to defenders, so that you hated to see that. There was fumbles, issues with the center to quarterback exchanges. We saw that even more with Jay Kaner and Andrews, the Troy center that he was working with. Made it a little bit hard to evaluate some of the receivers in the morning session.
Absolutely. I mean, when these quarterbacks are really kind of going their progressions and they're really trying to learn all these different things, but they're having accuracy issues on top of it, really when we're coming out here for wide receiver evals, maybe we get a little bit more out of day 2 and day 3 on what these guys can do.
Now, there was a couple running backs that caught our eye for the wrong reasons that we thought struggled during the morning session here on Tuesday. Any names pop into your head for that?
I mean, the first guy off the top of the list has to be Chase Brown, right? I mean, I know there are people out there that had a lot of love for Chase Brown walking into the week, and I'm not going to sit here and say I was a hater, but I think I was lower on consensus than I was a little bit than lower on consensus than Chase Brown. But really, a lot of things. I mean, he struggled. He had a rough day one. You saw him put the ball in the turf. He stumbled out of the handoffs and connections there.
Pass pro was
terrible. Yeah. I mean, he looked like it was just like Matador. Ole! Like every pass rusher went past him with ease. Now, we've seen
he also
the talent.
didn't look the best as a receiver as well.
No.
And it's something he didn't get a ton of work at that at Illinois, but he was dropping balls, easy dump-offs and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's really something I wanted to see out of his game walking into this week because Chase Brown, when they did deploy him in the passing game at Illinois, we did see some ability to run routes and soft hands. That didn't come through in day one.
No, it sure didn't. One other running back name that we thought did not meet expectations here in the morning session.
Cameron Peoples. I was not high on him coming into this. Really like an early down grinder kind of guy, gets tough yards, good in a gap scheme. But what I was worried about walking into this week, which showed up on day one, stiff hips. He was pretty much a zero in the passing game, and one-on-ones he wasn't able to get separation. So something to watch in day 2 and day 3. For a back that didn't catch a lot of passes in college, I think it's one of the things he really needs to show about his game, that at least he has the ability to grow in that aspect.
Thor Neischerman, Derek Brown from the Senior Bowl.